A number of years ago, a cartoon appeared in many of our leading evangelical periodicals in which there were two frames, in each a Mr. Brown and a Miss Smith. In the first frame, Mr. Brown is superintendent of public schools. Miss Smith is an applicant for a teaching position, teaching first grade. After a battery of tests and a series of interviews, Mr. Brown says to Miss Smith, "I'm awfully sorry, Miss Smith, but we cannot use you. Going over your application, I have discovered that you have only 2 years teaching experience. And we prefer a person in our system who has been teaching at least 5 years. Then I discovered that you are only a year out of your school of education, and we prefer a person who has at least a master's degree. So I'm very sorry, but we cannot use you." Then your eye shifts to the second frame. Now Mr. Brown is the Sunday school superintendent. Miss Smith is someone he's trying to convince ought to teach in the junior high department. She is resisting. "Mr. Brown, I haven't been a Christian very long, and I really don't know very much about the Bible." "Oh," he said, "that's perfectly all right. Finest way to learn the Bible is to teach it." She says, "Yes, but I really have had no experience whatever teaching junior high pupils." He says, "Don't let that bother you. All we're looking for is a willing heart." Ladies and gentlemen, this is more than a cartoon. It's a commentary on our low level of thinking concerning the teaching of the Word of God. If you're going to teach the 2 and 2 are 4, you may need a master's degree in many areas of our country. If you're going to teach a child to say, "I don't know anything," instead of "I don't know nothing," you need 5 years teaching experience. But to teach the unsearchable riches of Jesus Christ, anything is good enough for God. Teaching frequently degenerates into a ministry of mediocrity. What a contrast with the portrait of teaching in the Word of God. In 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 2, Paul gives us a refreshing insight in terms of the impact of teaching. "The things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also." Paul says, "I received the body of truth by revelation. And Timothy, I have communicated that to you, and you are simply one of many into whose life I have built. Now I'm charging you to take that which I have built into your life and make a deposit of it in the life of a group of faithful or reliable individuals, teaching them in such a way that they will be equipped to teach others." The implication being, who will teach others? Who will teach others? You see, it's not a ministry of mediocrity. It's a ministry of multiplication.